Koholo, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Rachach Kodash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your servant Yashar with an epistle. Quebec to bar unvaccinated people from non-essential public places. This was published 12 hours ago from the Globe and Mail. Unvaccinated people in Quebec will be denied access to non-essential public spaces such as bars, restaurants, and gyms as of September 1st, the province's health minister announced on Tuesday, as he revealed details of the most sweeping vaccine passport policy in the country. Right, we know Quebec is a province in Canada. Health Minister Christian Dubé said at a news conference on Tuesday that Quebecers would need to scan a code on a smartphone application to get into busy public spaces, including festivals and concert venues. Employees at those businesses will not face the same vaccination requirement to avoid running afoul of labor laws. I'm going to read that again. Employees at those businesses will not face the same vaccination requirement to avoid running afoul of labor laws, Mr. Dubé said. People from other provinces and countries will also have to use the system. Jumping down, it says the province will begin to test the passport at a Quebec City sports bar this week, the first of at least 2 pilot projects intended to smooth out technical issues before the formal launch in September. And what we just read is exactly how Esau Edom, which is the biblical nationality of the so-called white man, that is exactly how they operate. They do things in stages and tests. This is really the precursor to the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast pertaining to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. The same thing that Great Millstone has been saying this whole time. Because eventually they want to make you the smartphone, right? Because what does a smartphone have? It has all your data on it. People use their smartphone to pay. And also we know that you have the chips on the debit card and the credit cards. And they want to put that all in you. They want you to be a slave. And it makes perfect sense with how these stories are unfolding. The system will cover all of Quebec, not just hard-hit regions, as the government previously said. So that just goes to show you Esau Edom is a liar. All right? When they give dates, it's no different than when a rapper says they're going to release an album on this date, and then the date comes, and then they do some bullshit like delete their Instagram, and it's all just hype and smoke and mirrors. But I'm just happy that this is moving forward, because as we just read, they like to do pilot projects, and these people are just going to do exactly what it is that their dad Esau Edom wants them to do. So that's all right. Internationally, vaccine passports are gaining currency. Israel, France, and New York, among other places, have announced or implemented restrictions on access to at least some businesses based on vaccination status. It says here the government of Canada is working on a proof of vaccination system for international travel. Quebec will become the 3rd province in Canada to use a vaccine passport of some kind, after Manitoba and Prince Edward Island, although Quebec's will be the most comprehensive. All right, so that's just the main point. All right, we're going to cross-reference this now. All right, just to show you how, on paper, this seems like it may be just an easy process, but this goes to show you how we live in Babylon. Canada is just part of Babylon, Canaan for Canada. The province of Quebec may have announced when and why it is launching a vaccine passport, but many questions remain unanswered about how it will be applied next month. All right, we already know that it's coming on September 1st. Approximately 4.7 million Quebecers have already downloaded their QR or quick response code with their immunization information, which will be central to the vaccine passport to access places like restaurants, bars, and festivals. So that goes to show you that this really is the precursor to the RFID microchip, because this almost seems a little bit archaic that you still need a smartphone and there's going to be all this and that. With the RFID microchip, all the information is going to be right then and there. So it all really makes sense why the jab cannot be the actual RFID microchip outlined in Revelation 13 and 16. But it's leading to it. That makes perfect sense. So, but this goes to show you, let's see. We already know that it's going to be tested. It's just, the reason I cross-reference is just to show you how confusing it is and how there's a lot of details and kinks that are going to be going on with this. And it's interesting, right? You have the testimonies of some people saying how confusing it is. Here we go. Following the news conference, CTV, so Canadian television, asked the Ministry of Health if people from outside of Quebec will be allowed to access bars and restaurants as of September 1st, and they will need to provide proof of vaccination. In an email, a spokesperson said the work is still ongoing. Right. And that is hilarious, because we're living in that time. The work is still ongoing. The prophecies are still unfolding. But if you can't see it at this point, then I don't know what to tell you. So let's get the scripts. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Right? Because, back then we had what's called an instrument is called the shofar. The shofar. And it would be blown to warn the people like an impending attack is happening, or a certain event is going down, or something's happening. But a specific a specific sound was made to warn the people, and they would immediately be scared, right? A modern day example of that is, I don't know, when you went to school and the bell would ring, it was the same bell all the time, right? To let you know that, okay, recess is starting, recess is over. It's the same thing with these trumpets. So how does it apply to us? The trumpet, when we blow when we lift up our voice like a trumpet, what are we playing? We're playing the prophecies. We're here to show you that yes, Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world blindly calls Jesus Christ, and painted him in the wrong depiction as well. So iconoclasm is making its triumphant return, and you have numerous scriptures to back that statement up. And it's scaring a lot of people. Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh Shemashai hath not done it? And what is evil? Eve means times, and ill means bad, so bad times. this is going to be bad times for a lot of people. But and I'm sure there are elect in Quebec because we're scattered abroad all through the four corners of the earth. They may have the emotion of uncertainty or whatever, but truly Yahweh Shemashai is going to be with them. Isaiah 41:10, Isaiah 41:14, fear not thou worm Jacob, right? I am with thee. You know, he'll uphold us with the right hand of his righteousness. And who sits at the right hand of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, Yahweh Shahamashiach, our ultimate mediator, in fact, our only mediator. All right, so this is evil being done in the city of Quebec. All right, sorry, not the city of Quebec, in the province of Quebec. But it's part of prophecy. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 17. I said in mine heart, and heart, the Hebrew word for heart is lob, which means your mind. Yahweh Shai shall judge the righteous and the wicked, right? Proverbs 11:1. Our Yahweh Shai is a balanced power. A false scale is an abomination unto him. Roughly paraphrasing, this is drawing from that scripture. Right? We're all going to have to go to the judgment seat, the righteous and the wicked alike, and answer for what they've done. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. And that is godlike information, to know that every single thing has a time and purpose. For something as small as you sneezing has a purpose. Something as small as you yawning has a purpose. And then we go, there's levels to it. So there's a purpose to why this is happening in Quebec. We know in part and we prophesy in part. There's a lot of things going on that only Yahweh Shemashai sees, and the angels, right? There's stuff that we can see as well, being in these chains of darkness. But nonetheless, there's a purpose for this is happening, and we know that it's leading up to the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast pertaining to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, that it's going to be mandated, and the only ones that will not take the RFID microchip are the elect of Yasharallah. And that's that. So, this is a good thing. We should look for it to keep expanding because we want to get the H up out of here. All right, so with that, I hope you all are edified. Shalom.